We'd like to say a huge thank you to Huusk for sponsoring this video.
We have some serious issues with water in our van.
I wouldn't have been able to sleep under that last night, no way.
I think we found a problem. Come with me.
It's absolutely pouring through. This goes for everybody who's choosing to live in a van or go away part-time in the winter. Really needs to make this one of their top concerns. Oh!
Welcome back to the channel. We're Janine and Liam Day, a married couple who have just completed 1.5 years full-time living in a van in the UK. Last week we made a tough decision to return back to the UK from van life in Europe, as many things had gone wrong with our camper van. Not letting it get us down, this week we are in Wales and we have some serious water issues to deal with in the van, as well as condensation as winter van life approaches. If you have a camper van or are looking to get one, feel free to learn from our mistakes as we get closer to getting our own camper sorted once and for all and back out into Europe.
Good morning and welcome back to the channel. We are in LLangollen in Wales. We're back in Wales. We ended up coming here because as I told you in the last video, our hot water is broken in the van and there's only so many flannel washes you can have with a kettle before you really need a shower. So we were in a bit of a pickle and we realised we had a voucher, an overnight spa stay voucher from my dad from last Christmas that we still hadn't used. Actually, we wrote off, we didn't think we'd be able to use it when we went to Europe. And it bloody came in handy. It wasn't a million miles away, it's about a 40-minute drive from where we last were near Delamere Forest in Cheshire. And yeah, it's been really good, really pretty. Not only is LLangollen really pretty, but this wild pheasant hotel is very pretty as well. It's surrounded by multicoloured trees. We had a steam room and a sauna and a bubble, what do you call them, jacuzzis, hot tub. It was amazing, just what I wanted. You know, I've been pretty run down recently from all the driving, and this has been like a proper retreat for the last sort of 24 hours. Anyway, today the rain started and we are about to go and check the van and see what's going on with regards to leaks. As you know, we have some serious issues with water in our van. It's coming to winter van lifetime and everybody should be taking note and keeping an eye on water issues inside the van. Condensation being one of them, which we have, and the other one is an outside leak. So this video, we are hopefully going to get our van waterproofed. We are heading to Liverpool right now to go and see the man who can and the woman who can, and we're going to take you along there. Let's go and see urban van life and hopefully, fingers crossed, get our water problems sorted. But firstly, we need to go and check the van out. Okay, so we've just come back to the van and I can already see it's raining. It's just started raining for the last sort of like hour, 2 hours, and I can see a big fat droplet hanging from the skylight. This is why we are here and doing this and sorting this out now as our top priority. And this is wet.
Is it?
Yeah. So this bit is leaking here. We've not been inside the van. We aired the van out and it's raining and there's water coming through. Oh yeah, this is proper soaking.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh geez, it's absolutely soaking. I wouldn't have been able to sleep under that last night, no way. Nor would Liam. It's come right over this side. The sheets are quite soaking. We have to get this sorted. It's not even a case of just sort of putting up with it anymore.
There must have been quite a bit of rain last night, and it's a little bit raining now. It's going to stop, the rain's going to stop, which is good, but we need to, in the window between this rain and the next rain, we've got to water seal the van and get everything sorted because we can't afford, because it's getting much worse.
Things are getting urgent in the van now, so we must get it sorted before it rains again. But we couldn't leave LLangollen without having a look around, as it looks very picturesque. LLangollen is situated on the River Dee in the Welsh countryside of Denbighshire. The town is part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, including 11 miles of stunning canal. We had just enough time to wander around the independent shops and stop for a coffee and an extremely tasty slice of cake before heading back to the van and making our way to Liverpool.
Hi guys, just want to take a very quick minute to show you something incredibly cool that we've been sent. In fact, it might be the most awesome thing we've ever been sent. It's definitely going to be a benefit to our campervan kitchen. It's Huusk knives. This is our new campervan kitchen knife, and I think you agree it's the most badass looking knife ever. These are Japanese inspired steel knives with solid oak handles, ergonomic design on it, so that when you're chopping it actually feels like more like an extension of your arm, and it's razor sharp and stays razor sharp as well. I'll show you.
Huusk knives are created using the same techniques ancient Japanese blacksmiths used to make katanas for the legendary samurai warriors. These techniques create blades that can be used for precision cutting. They do not dull, or rather they dull so slowly that you'll never notice, and can be used to produce the thinnest of slices.
I think you'll agree that this knife is super impressive. It's super sharp, which means it's actually safer in the kitchen. Our previous knife that we used, you would have seen on previous videos, struggled to cut through certain vegetables like peppers and tomatoes. This one has no problem whatsoever. It's actually safer to have a sharper knife in the kitchen. So this now takes pride of place in our kitchen, and Huusk are offering our viewers 70% off for a limited time only. So if you go to the link in the description and bag one for yourself, and they also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. Awesome.
We picked up some vegan fudge for Neil and Emma from this gorgeous little fudge shop in town. Liam's just nicked a piece, and I'm actually going to do that as well.
Cool, so now we are off to Liverpool to go and see Neil and Emma at Urban VanLife. They are kindly helping us out, trying to sort out our water issues in the van, and we'll fill you in when we get there.
Instead of going out in the field, you take a good look in the mirror.
Oh, here he is! How are you, mate?
You're not meant to be here.
I know.
You're meant to be in Pastors New.
I know.
I know.
To fix some leaks.
Just miss Liverpool so much.
No one ever said.
Don't say a word about it.
So first thing we're going to do is get up there and work out if it's a leak or condensation.
It really needs something underneath it for the actual roof vent to screw to get a nice tight fixing. So we're going to take it off and then go from there.
Okay, so the plan is to take the outer casing off the skylight and to see what's happening.
What do you think?
I think we found the problem. Come with me. So we've got these two lovely little individuals there. The roof is obviously made of fiberglass. When the van rattles, you can see the flex there in the roof. Now, if I press this corner here, or in fact I can just lift this up, you can see that's not sealed there. So pass the camera back to Janine, and I'm going to pour water on top of Liam.
It's absolutely pouring through. Oh, that's quite a significant leak. Oh no. So that was the problem there.
Just looking at it from where I am, if the water is rushing down your roof,
Yeah.
that's the first point to call.
Yeah. So it would have just come down in, everything's slanted this way, which is why it would pour on Janine's head while she's sleeping.
Well, it's just going to come on the inside and go under.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So what we'll do, we will make a frame for the inside, seal the top, and then we will screw the whole thing down to the frame, sandwiching your roof between the frame and the skylight.
God.
Fingers crossed, that will fix it.
As we moved about, a little leak has just turned into a big leak as it's just come away from the fiberglass of the van by the looks of it.
So that's actually really, well, not really good news, but it's better news than if it were condensation. Condensation is a very tricky issue to tackle in vans. So hopefully, I mean, I have no idea, but hopefully this is quite an easy fix.
Neil on the job, of course it's an easy fix.
Is it
Proven to work.
Easy fix or not, Neil definitely made it look easy and built us a wooden frame for our skylight. Have you done it yet?
It's one of the hardest jobs of the day trying to get this in here.
This is like the crystal maze. It's literally, it won't go in. It's too big. Neil seems to think that it's gonna fit in.
He's got a bit of a smirk on his face.
It's
He said it would go in.
Me and Liam, we can't do it.
It's just into like that. That's what I think he was saying. Where is he?
Okay, that one.
That one.
I'm gonna get that.
Where's that big fist coming from? Nice, well done, Denise. Well done.
I figured it out. Again, making it look very easy, Neil fit the skylight to the frame and sealed it in. What an absolute legend. Do you think it will pass the water test?
Only one way to find out.
Job done, Liam.
Is it done?
Yeah,
Ah, he's a legend.
I know.
Yeah, how nice it's going to be to not have dripping on our heads whilst we're sleeping. All we've got to do now is tackle condensation, and we are watertight. So, as you know, we've also not had hot water. It's another one of the reasons why we had to come back, and a big long list of the reasons we had to come back to the UK from Europe. But our hot water not working, which is our showers, our water, washing, and all the rest of it, is a sort of a big deal when you're living in a van, especially in winter. Neil's also sorting that out for us as well. We believe it's the relay that's broken on it, and so we're going to swap the relays over and hopefully that'll work. It's making a horrendous noise, lots of high vibrations, a smell of slight burning, and a real grinding noise. So,
All the things you want in a van.
yeah,
Exactly. Neil switched the relay over for us. We can't test if it's fixed until we go on a drive. He also built a shelf for us to maximise our cupboard space, which is just brilliant. It was getting late, so we decided to go out for a bite to eat. We headed into Liverpool to a restaurant called Mogoli, where we ate some incredible Indian street food. Liam and myself absolutely loved the Indian starter pani puri, also known as flavour bombs. We loved the experience of our friends trying them for the first time. Neil and Emma were next in line to try them. By their reaction, we think they love them too. We ate up, then headed back to Neil and Emma's to call it an evening.
Hello, Liza. How do you do? I'm writing you a letter. I hope it reaches you. I know it's been a long time since you heard from me.
Good morning, Liam.
Morning, how's it going?
Did you get dripped on last night?
It didn't rain, so if I would have been really worried if I got dripped on last night. The big test, it's going to rain tonight overnight. That's going to be the big test for us, is whether we're waterproof then. So it's going to be the real test is going to be tonight, and we get to check. We've also got the hot water fixed as well, so we need to drive to heat that up to see if it's working. And so all going well tonight, hot showers potentially, and waterproof van. But we've got to go and test it out.
It was time to leave, so we said goodbye to Neil and Emma and made our way to our next destination. With hopes of rain in the evening to test out the skylight, we went to the little town of Bakewell in the Peak District.
Cool, so we've just ended up in Bakewell. We're here because we want to get some really nice Peak District fresh air. Bakewell's a lovely place. I'm sure if you've been before, then you'll know. And also, the main objective is now to test out the water tightness of the van. So since we've been in Liverpool, we've come across an exterior leak, a serious one. That's now been fixed, hopefully. We still got condensation issues that we need to address, and we're going to address them very soon. First, we're going to go on a hike. Autumn, fresh air. This is a really nice hike here in Bakewell. And then we're going to test the water tightness, and then we're going to check out what the hot water situation's like, because all we've done since then, we've not had hot water for a few weeks now. We've changed over the relay in the near the bobble heater system. Hopefully that means we get hot water now. Who knows? We'll address that later on. First of all, the hike. Hopefully some cherry Bakewell tart, because we're here. And so let's see what happens.
My favourite season so far in the van has to be autumn. It is so pretty with all the brightly coloured leaves. And when you do a lot of wild camping as well, you end up parking around sort of areas that aren't really that pretty. So when autumn comes, they immediately come to life, and you can really park anywhere, and it's quite pretty. Give or take.
The Monsell Trail is very, very nice. We've never made it to the end before, but it's sort of, you climb up to it and then it's just flat. It's an old railway track, I believe, and that range is just flat all the way along, so it's very beautiful, lots of forest, lots of countryside.
I don't think it's going to leak, but I think it's going to rain tonight, and I think it's going to be a good test. I hope it does rain, actually. First time that I've really thought I hope it rains, so I think our chances are good. It'll be good to see anyway.
The water coming into the van causes, when it's your home, it causes a lot of anxiety. I'm just relieved that we've done something towards getting it sorted. Obviously we've not tested it yet, so I'm sort of hoping it's going to gush it down tonight, and we'll know for sure.
We headed into the Huusk Railway Cafe for a bite to eat and a pumpkin spice latte before making our way into Bakewell. We managed to pick up a Bakewell tart from the bakery, walk around the town and get a padlock engraved so that we could add our sentiment to the famous Bakewell Lovelock Bridge. It was a lovely afternoon, but all we needed to do then was find a park up. Cool, now me and Liam have locked our love in at the Bakewell Lovelock Bridge, whatever this is called. We are off to go and get some food from the supermarket because Liam's going to cook something nice tonight. So we are heading off now to go and find our park up for the evening. We know exactly where we're going and I'm really excited because it's one of my favourite park ups. We are heading through the beautiful little village of Eyam, which actually was the first village or town to lock down during the plague all those years ago. But we're going straight through there and we're going to a hill nearby, and it's such a gorgeous, serene location. It's so beautiful and I can't wait to go.
Oh, cool. Hungry. Before I cook some food, we're going to cook tonight a, what are they called? Bombay potatoes. Bombay potatoes. Absolutely fantastic. Dead simple. Really, really good to cook. Before we do that, an update for you. Our hot water is still not working. Basically, well, that's not completely true. I've managed to get the diesel heater part of it working. So it heats up by two different ways. One is by the solar. So it's really a summer based one when the solars did it because there's not as much sun around at the moment, and the other way is a diesel way. The diesel one wasn't working either. I've now got in touch with Bobble. I've been working with Bobble to get that sorted. I've reprogrammed the controller, and it now seems to be working, but it does take a long time to heat up. We're talking about a good sort of hour to heat up. But unfortunately, the actual boiler itself, where you can heat from the excess power in the van from the solar and stuff like that, if we do hit over 100, unfortunately isn't working, and I need to investigate that further. So really, really not good at the moment because we have to wait sort of a long time to get hot water. So I really, really could do with that working a little bit better. Anyway, I did promise we'd talk about condensation as well. Just got on the kettle on and already it's producing steam. Now, Janine and I being here, I'm quite a big guy, you know, Janine's not, but we're still two people in the van. Janine and I alone, without anything on, create so much water vapour in this van, especially when we're sleeping at night and it's cold outside. So our hot vapour air meets the outside coldness of the van, and where it meets, it forms condensation, heavy droplets, and that's what we try to stop from happening, because those heavy droplets can form mould on whatever surface that they're on, and that mould, being in the air, black mould especially, is disastrous as for your health. And Janine has suffered with something quite similar last year that we do not want to happen again. So we are really trying to be hot on it, and this goes for everybody who's choosing to live in a van or go away part-time in the winter. Really needs to make this one of their top concerns, and if you don't, you've just got to. Whilst the kettle's on and whilst the food's on and what have you, I always open up the majority of the windows, if not all of them. So that's the first thing that I do. That sort of ventilation is second to none, and I keep them open. I try to, depending on how much Janine lets me get away with it, whilst we're eating as well, because to really, really clear it out. I've sometimes had the door open as well. If we can get away with it and we're not on show, I'll have the door open as well, because that is the best vent that we have got. So other things that we do in here is cooking. Obviously we cook a lot. I'm cooking potatoes today. Potatoes create so much steam. They really, really do. So I always as well have the max air fan on whilst I'm cooking. Whether it's bringing air in or taking air out, even when it's bringing air in and pushing it out the windows, that's okay. But it's obviously can be an extractor fan as well and takes it out. In the same vein, usually at this time of the year, if we're in the van, which is usually in the morning and the evening, in the daytime we usually go and find something to do outside, we've got the diesel heater on. The diesel heater is brilliant because it pushes hot air from the bottom, or just air in general, upwards, taking all of that vapour out. And it's hot as well, which means it turns it into sort of water vapour rather than heavy droplets. So the diesel heater being on does help as well. Ideally, what you would have is 2 max air fans on in the winter, and I have the max air fan on at night as well to help with condensation and circulation of air. What our setup is, we've got the max air fan bringing air into the van, and then the hatch takes it out. Unfortunately, if it's raining, we can't have the hatch open, so it's got very, very minute ventilation on it. In an ideal scenario, we'd have air coming in out of one fan and air going out of another fan, but we've only got one fan. They do use up, I found out recently, a lot of power, so be really careful. You want to be looking at the EcoTree lithium batteries if you're going to be having max air fans on at night or in the daytime, and we have ours on all the time pretty much when we're in the van to help with condensation. So yeah, Janine also has hot water bottles all the time. She's constantly, she does recycle the water, so it's the same water all the time, but that obviously creates a lot of steam and other things as well, potentially create condensation, but mainly us and mainly the food and mainly the kettle. We've got 2 different types of window. We've got plastic double glazed windows and we've got glass windows at the back. The plastic double glazed windows are the best for condensation because it does not form on those windows. They're excellent. I don't think we've ever seen condensation form on these windows, only on the outside of the window, so on this outside layer, which is where you want it to be. The glass ones, however, always form condensation. If we're in here at night time, there'll be condensation on those back windows. So I try and keep those open as well, but they only either open all the way or, you know, not at all. So they're not the best. So if I was you, I would definitely go more towards plastic double glazed windows if you're going to be getting a van soon. But they do scratch and the glass ones don't. So there's sacrifices to be made with everything. There's a few of our insights about condensation and some tips as well. I'm sure you've got plenty as well. We've lived in a van all last winter and for a year and a half now, and so we know about condensation through our own experience. Let's get cooking. I'm absolutely starving.
Liam served up the food and we sat and ate our Bombay potatoes with rice and poppadoms in this gorgeous setting in the Peak District. The night got a little chillier, but we felt cosy in the van with the diesel heater on its lowest setting. For afters, we had the delicious cherry Bakewell we had bought in town earlier. We cut it into quarters, but somehow Liam had 3 and I had 1. Soon after, we went to bed and listened to the rain trickling on the roof. Could this be the turning point for those happy days?
Oh, the same place, the same things look different somehow. Oh, the fine lines, the deep seas that keep us out.
Good morning from Eyam in the Peak District. We're on the other side of Eyam, on this hill, looking over this beautiful view. It's a crisp autumnal day. You know the kind, freshness in the air, warmth of the sun, good feelings, colour everywhere. It's stunning out here today. This is why we do van life. This is why we live in a van. This view would cost us a fortune. We wouldn't be able to afford a house with this view. So, but last night we slept here. $1 million view is amazing. We had a lot of rain last night and we didn't get wet. Not one drop came from the ceiling. So that is a result. It wasn't a storm. We'll obviously keep you updated when we go through storms, but we're feeling pretty confident now. Last night you can see the condensation on the window here as well. If we had the wind deflectors on the window, which I'm planning on getting, then we would have no condensation in there because they just would let the airflow go through. I forgot to mention yesterday as well that we also have these things. These are static dehumidifiers. They require no electricity. They contain loads of like little silicone balls and they draw in lots of water from the air, which saves it landing anywhere else in the van. So thoroughly recommend these. Thank you to Neil and Emma for helping us cross off about half of our list of the things that we need to do to get back out to Europe. My God, we did not expect to be making this sort of progress so soon. And it's thanks to 2 very kind individuals, Neil and Emma, Urban Van Life. Please go subscribe to them. They have, their channel is all about van life tips and education in a very, very humorous and funny way. They make it very, very sort of digestible, even for people like us, and they're very, very kind people. So please go and follow them. We've left their link in the description to this video. And thank you for subscribing to this channel, because next time, we are planning on lighting the log burner for the first time ever. So if you want to see how that goes down, we are very, very nervous about it. It's the first time we've ever done it in sort of 8 months of being in the van. We're going to do it. Is it safe? Is it worth it? Who knows? But we'll do it with you for the first time next week. See you next time.
We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right.